Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Damage Control. This is Mookie, joined here with Darth Beaver, and we're definitely going to go ahead and break down the recent game mode that came out there with the Cosmic Crucible. So we'll be talking about that today. Also talking about the most recent blog post with Rogue being the newest character that's coming out with the Apocalypse team, and I guess she'll be the next character on the Scourge upcoming. So we have a lot to talk about. Are you doing, Darth? You ready for this?
I am ready for this.
All right, man. Let me put down the music a little bit. But first off, I kind of want to recap a little bit as far as on what you're doing on your day-to-day. I mean, there's so much going on here. So much. I mean, characters, teams, and stuff like that. And I always just feel the need to kind of check on you as far as seeing what you're doing. So, I mean, are you kind of focusing? Let me put up the gameplay here a little bit. Are you focusing on a specific team right now or character? Or is it a combination of both?
I'm focusing on Scourge. I'm focusing on the next Scourge event. So I'm focusing on that group of characters, the A-Force, the Young Avengers, and it's not really the Inhumans, but they're in that group. So those are the two teams I'm focusing on. It's Young Avengers and A-Force.
Okay. And with this Cosmic Crucible, did you have the itch to work on Wakanda?
I do, but it's just not there. I know for a fact to make them as deadly as they can be, they require pretty heavy investment in T4s, plus a bunch of Mystic gear. I just don't have the resources to apply to them right now.
Yeah, no,
so I'm just gonna have to limp through Cosmic Crucible without Wakandas for a while.
Yeah, no, it's insane. But okay, yeah, I mean, I'm on the same boat with you. Actually, I put them. I guess it's day to day with me, man. Like some days, like all of a sudden, I got the itch and I start working on Wakanda. Only because I start getting excited about the Crucible. And we'll dive a little bit deep into it. But this is kind of where I'm gonna level them at. If I had like no issues with resources, T4s, like gear and all that kind of stuff. I mean, obviously we max them up, but I guess on the realistic side of things, like as far as gearing them up, I may stop them at like 71, level 71, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, well, I guess we'll talk about it in the Crucible in a second, but let me give props up to this whole thing. And this is just me. I just want to kind of just think in general as far as like with the recent events. We had last time you and I had spoke, we're talking about the new blitz that came out, which was that quick rumble blitz over here.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about the rewards just pretty lacking. So wasn't it like I mean, they didn't give an announcement, right, about them doing this update like the way they did? They just kind of dropped it.
I didn't hear an announcement. It looks like they just threw in everything pretty much that they had before that weren't character shards, and looked like maybe more of a few things. And they tossed it in. So like I got no complaints about it now.
Yeah, no, same here. I mean, I saw that the biggest thing I felt was this T4.
There seems to be a lot of T4s in there.
Yeah, T4s and golds came back at it. And of course, what's kind of cool then to get some military shards there for especially the newer players that are coming in there that really missed out on character shards, right? The second part of the week.
Right.
Yeah, so this is perfect. I mean, this is kind of the win. So I wanted to get props off of that because, I mean, especially when you think about the game mode and the game itself, as far as its longevity, and you want new players to come in, I mean, you still got to think about them and at least fill up these 4 columns. That's one of my pet peeve. Anytime I look at these rewards and I see empty slots over here on the right side. And so, anyways, yeah, so I just want to give props on that game mode. The other thing, it was also about, I don't know if I passed it up, and let me make sure I find the right screen here. Maybe it is under this event. Over here, man. I was talking to our game in general that I couldn't do any updates because I had no gold. But it was over here how the payday, they upped the gold level here. And I forget the exact number. I think what was it, like 5 mil or something, or 6 mil in gold is what you can get up to. But that was
1.8 times 3, it's 5.4, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the big one. And it used to be 3.6, so they upped it by 50%.
Yeah, so that's another big,
which is awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so I mean, it's just little things like that. I mean, that goes a long way for us as the players. Maybe it's just something simple to
Oh
update,
yeah,
but it goes a long way for us. So, and the other thing came out on the blog post. But just so I don't forget about mentioning it, but they did talk about it, and I'll show the screen up later. But they talk about the character availability and finally giving up the cadence. A lot of characters have been on the back burner, so this upcoming week you're going to be able to see um, what's her
Lady
name?
Deathstrike.
There you go. Yeah,
Lady
Lady
Deathstrike.
Deathstrike. Yeah. So she's gonna be farmable, a true farmable character that's gonna be on
On
one
a
of
node.
those. Yeah.
That's actually farmable when you put him on a node.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So just good. It's been on that side of the fence. It's been a lot of good things to look at. But of course, the big one, the big topic today, we'll just jump right into it here, is in regards to this whole Cosmic Crucible. And how'd you do on your first day run?
I played like an amateur my first day. I forgot that I forgot how teams work. I forgot how speed teams work and not the room that doesn't do speed. So I goofed around and messed up. I got my butt kicked, but that's okay. First day was rougher than the second day for me. I had to do a Mamu I had to face, so that threw me off. I tried to kill him first.
Um, that's funny you talk about. I mean, that's the biggest thing is running into Dormammu's. Like you and I, we talked, and some of the guys in our alliance kind of checked to see where we're at as far as like looking at the rewards and kind of figuring out which level we're diamond or platinum, that kind of stuff. And I think most of us were in the same category, right? Was it diamond? I don't have that sheet.
Diamond, yeah, we're all in diamond. Most of us are in diamond. There's a few in platinum, and I think Webb might have even been in the Master League. I can't remember.
I was wondering about him. Yeah, I was assuming he'll be a master. But so when you talked about the Dormammu, I was like, damn, sure enough, I'll have to place it. But I think I'm probably somewhere within like a lower tier in that area. Because in my group right here, I didn't notice that there's going to be any Dormammus that I'll face. And that's kind of a big.
There's two in my first group of 8, so.
What is your. So the first one that you had, let me go into kind of like attack history. Which room did they put that Dormammu in?
6. Room 6?
Room 6? Okay. And then that one, I think, who did you is the best counter for Dormammu? Was it the Dormammu with Dark Code?
I'm looking right now to make sure what it was. I don't even know if I can see what it was. I'll have to look. Oh, I know where I can look. I think it was the Eternals. I want to say it wasn't like it was a dorm hold team or anything.
I think it was.
But I first
send a screenshot that I can.
I first went in with. I'm looking for it right now. I got to get to our thing here.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering about. That's what I'm
There it
picking
is.
brain because when I see that, I'm gonna have
So
to have
it was
strategy.
Dormammu, Doom, Silver Surfer, Doc Ock, and Invisible Woman. So it's not like it was a hardcore Dormammu team. It was just Dormammu and like legendary soup, awesome character soup. So 2 legendaries and 2 Dark Dimension characters and Silver Surfer. But I went in with my Weapon X and it wasn't happening. But then I went in with my Darkhold team and I punched up 150k on it and one-shot the whole team. So I learned something about Dormammu right now. At least unless they've got him on one of these like Dormhold or one of these other meta Dormammu teams, your Darkhold should do the trick.
Okay. So were you able to get any defensive victories?
I got a few yesterday. I got a few both days. I think I put my Sinister 6 with Doc Ock in the speed room, and somebody went in with us. I think somebody just forgot and went in with a speed counter, not remembering that it wasn't going to work. And so Doc Ock actually was turned into an even stronger character because you can't manipulate speed and get the advantage on him. Let's see. I got a couple defensive wins. So my uncanny Axeman is what you're calling it, or Jubilee, Beast, Bishop, Phoenix, and Colossus got a win. And my new Warriors team got a win. But that's about it. Most things are getting one shot. A lot of stuff's getting one shot. It's such a hard thing to do, to find, and that's going to be the key to this, is to find just a couple teams that can throw your opponent off to make them lose a match or two.
Exactly. I mean, and that's where I'm getting the success is if I can get one defensive win or like make them take two shots out of it, then that's kind of where the point system kind of flips in your favor. Um, yeah, so I'm just gonna, hey, here's that Uncanny Axeman team. I'm actually having pretty good success with them, and you mentioned them. Do you also have them in stage or room 1 or 2?
Yeah, I have him in room 2.
Room 2. Okay, yeah, I'm having real good luck with it. So like, here's where this is the first battle that I had. And so they had to do a 2-shot off of this one to get the victory. And just to show you, like, if we click on these little nodes here, this is how you can go back to your history. So like on the current one, you click on this little section.
Oh,
Yeah, then you go to the
okay,
attack. So like if we look in the
okay.
current battle, this one right here, same team, this one actually didn't clear it. They just kind of give them like, and I was always wondering what happens if you don't clear that room in your 3 attempts and you just get like this little consolation 10
Done.
points out of it. Yeah. So,
Yeah, that team actually took on an Eternals combo and won. So
wow. Yeah, and I know yours are probably a little bit leveled up higher than mine, but I think just a combination, just the way that there's more the big thing off of it. Because even like right here
no, they're
on
about the
Power,
same.
these three were left, they still gave some troubles to them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that team is getting me victories. Let me see the second team that I've noticed that's giving people some trouble. Was this team over here, the X Factor with Shang-Chi. So, of course, I mean, we don't have any videos, see how it all lays out, but yeah, this one has gotten me like some wins, and I think that's it. Like you said, I mean, for the most part, it's either like 1 or 2. All right, but overall, I mean, what's your first impressions off of this? I mean, do you like it, or there's some things that they should be working on? What's your thoughts?
Oh yeah, I like it. I don't think I've had enough of a taste of it to be able to tell them what they should exactly work on or anything like that. I still think a fog of war would be a really nice additive. Like if they turned it into, instead of a straight line that you can see everything, like more of an up and down pattern, like our ships, so that you had to clear a couple rooms and then you could see a couple more. As you clear one, you can see two, and then like kind of like a triangle, where you'd start with having to fight 3 teams, and then as you unload those, you can go in and see other rooms. It would make for more strategy. It would make for you to have more thought about what you're doing, because then you don't know, you can't plan all 6 of your attacks before you attack. And at this point, you can look across and say, this is where I'm going to use Weapon X. This is where I'm going to use Infinity Watch. This is where I'm going to use Darkhold. I'm going to use this team to counter this team. And if you don't know that the whole time, you have to go in with a little more thought process, being like, well, I can't just go all out and smash this team because I don't know what they have behind it. It makes
Yeah,
you it makes you play offensively a little bit differently.
yeah, and
But other than that, man.
what it had me thinking, I mean, I guess it's weird for me to even ask this question because I mean, it just differs everybody. Like, but my question is like, I mean, I guess you answered it. You prefer the fog award format versus planning ahead like tower mode because that's what it feels like, right? You're like planning ahead like the tower
Yes.
mode, making sure that you know which matchups are going to be in advance.
Right.
Yeah.
And that
No.
probably comes from my Galaxy Heroes experience, because that's how it is in Galaxy Heroes, and I know that makes it a little more fun, not knowing what's behind what you're attacking right now.
Yeah. And I tried to pick some of the guys' brains and I just didn't reach out to them. But I know there's some people on the other side of the fence that don't like the mode. And in my opinion, and not putting too much words in their mouth, but I'm guessing it's on that concept that you just kind of hit on. It's like I don't think they want to take the time as far as like doing the thought process behind it to see what room does what teams had. They kind of went off the basic counters of what their experience is from war and not looking into the buff side of things. I mean, that's kind of what my feeling is. Um, but I haven't heard overall like too much negative stuff on AAA. I just kind of really been staying more away from reading all these posts and catching up on Reddits and stuff like that. But I think the general gist of it is that it is more of a success, that people are enjoying it. But like you said, I mean, it's not done yet. We're kind of in the middle of it, so I think people get more excited about the reward structure than they do actually about war, about the actual mode.
Yeah.
Um, there was something. Oh yeah, what I wanted to ask you though, this is one thing I wanted to know. As far as like strategizing coming into it, we talk about like you got the advantage of seeing all 6 rooms in front of you. Then you kind of get in that tower mode aspect of planning what teams you're going to use for which room. But the second side of it is that, do you think it's at an advantage if you wait for the other person to attack you? I guess this, especially this early on, I noticed that the person that went after me on the first room went boom, like he came out running. And I was able to get a glimpse to see like, oh, what team did he use and what team was successful or not. I mean, did you kind of get into that theory of like seeing like, I don't know, kind of guessing to see how they're going to attack a certain room if it's a similar room that you have defensively that they've also have defensively, like kind of looking and seeing what their strategy is on what teams to use? Did you get into that mode at all or mindset?
I didn't. The first Crucible that came in, I was late. It was a travel day for my family, so I didn't get to it till a lot later than I wanted to. And I was just so excited to get into it that I just I didn't look at what he did. I just went and it did me. Um, and the second day, I attacked first, so I had nothing to look off of.
Okay. Yeah, because I noticed my guy did attack. So I was able to kind of get a glimpse and then see like something similar. I was like, huh. Like the room 3, I was like, okay, I have also this dark code set up. Okay, there's Weapon X. I think I used Eternals for that or something. I forget. But yeah, I was able to kind of pick a brain. So I don't know if they should be hiding the results until after the fact, you know what I mean? Like maybe something like you talk about the fog of war, but even like maybe on the results, kind of hold off. Just to kind of make it a little bit more, if that is an advantage or not. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it might be. So, but that was it. I mean, any other thoughts about the game mode? Any things that you want to see changed, or kind of wait and see how it all folds out at the end?
Playing this one pretty patiently, actually, because I know it's going to be fun, and I think it's fun right now. I think it's going to be even better as we get along to it. Get through preseason, get through another season. I think this is a long-term thing. I don't think this game mode is going to go anywhere. So I think it's just something that you kind of got to buckle in for and get ready. I think of it like war. I think war is a lot more fun right now than it used to be. But again, that's just me. Some people hate war,
Mhm.
so it all depends on what your personal preference is. And I get that guys don't want to play this game mode. It is a little bit more of a time suck. At least it's only 6 battles a day, 3 times a week. But there's a lot we're asked to do right now. So let's hope that this raid sim thing that may be coming actually helps out and frees up some screen time for guys so that they can work on this. If for no other reason than to get these Crucible credits, because I like the store. I don't care if there's not character shards in it or not. I like that Cosmic Crucible store.
Yep, yep. I agree. I mean, this is big, so um, I guess I mean, the flip side. I mean, the truth is, if you're not that into the mode, just kind of get in there, grind, make some type of activity effort so you can get in the ranking somewhere here. I mean, you're still gonna get a pretty good payout, even if you're at the bottom of the totem pole. So yeah. All right. Well, we'll jump in over to the next thing, and let me switch screens here. Make sure I got this up. All right. So what we are going to talk about is on the blog post side of things now, especially with the recent news, which again, you and I, we kind of talked about briefly, guessing that it was going to be Rogue was going to be the next character coming out here for the Scourge event. So she is the next horseman. Right when you started reading off your kit, go ahead and we jump right into it. So are you, well, you know what?
Yeah,
I guess I
let's
should
just do
even
it
talk
together
about
real quick.
it. Well, hold on. Well, before the blog post came out, you're already going into the Scourge event, getting your characters and your teams ready, right? So
Yes, yes.
now that you got the news, knowing that it's Rogue and looking at her kit, I would say that that's even more of a priority for you to make sure you got your Scourge teams ready.
It's a Crucible team. So yeah, this is like I'm skipping Wakandans, but I'm definitely not going to skip Unlimited. So yeah, I'm extra excited. It's another legendary, so I'm moving so slow in Dark Dimension 5. I was just thinking that I'll probably not spend any more mutant gear and wait until I get there, and I'll invest it in her for my fourth or fifth legendary for Dark Dimension 5. So
I'm glad you
there's
said
that
that.
part of it too.
I'm glad you said that because I was just showing you before we started jumping on the show about me updating Phoenix, and you know what? And she's like right there neck and neck with Shuri. So at that point, you just man, that's 100% true. That I'm just gonna save all those resources on Phoenix and throw it onto Rogue. So
Yeah,
okay, but yeah, well here's the kit.
let's
Anything
just
out
read
here that
together. Look at the basic. That's a nice Kirk, I mean, we can just do it without even reading it. Look at the basic and then look at the special. We'll just read the first one on the special because that's what's important.
Well, on the
The special
special,
here.
this
Yeah,
one.
energy cost 2 of 2. That's every other turn. Okay, now just scroll down. We don't even have to read any of this. Keep going. Keep. There you go. Now you're at the end of it. No. Just through the text that is the special. It's 5 times bigger than some people's passives. This every other turn, and it's basically put out every debuff, get every buff, and mess that guy up and take half their turn meter. Every other turn.
Yep.
It's so broken. She's gonna be so broken.
Yeah,
That's it. That's my takeaway from the whole rogue kit. Like it just distracts from every other thing to me. Is this huge special?
what's funny for me when these posts come out, and truthfully, it's like I don't read too much into the kits because I have like short term memory. I'm not gonna remember it all, especially as longer as they've been getting and getting. When you told me about the special, I was like, wait, let's start talking about. I looked at it here this morning. I was yeah, for all the things you said, especially I mean just that 2 turn. And you start off with it, right? I mean, it's already starting off with it.
It's
Then
turn
every
one.
other turn, yeah, it's insane. So I agree. She is gonna be broken, and then to top it off, then she's getting the Crucible tag on here. So it's gonna be interesting. So she's gonna be part of the team also with what's the new X-Men team called? Unlimited
Mm-hmm.
X-Men. So that team is just gonna be bonkers. So definitely save up on the resources towards your mutant. I mean it's gonna be. I mean, to me, for me, I guess I do have some fandom towards X-Men a little bit more than I do the other Marvel characters, and so with them, I'm definitely going all in on this X-Men group versus Darkhold. I think I'm gonna start pausing and just start saving up on more resources. But what do we probably have if we were to guess? Maybe like another 4 weeks, mid.
It's gonna be next batch between 4 and 6 weeks. I think.
Yeah,
I think we've known about the teams we need for about 2 weeks now, and I think that we said between 6 and 8 weeks. So it could be between 4 and 6 weeks.
yeah,
We're not quite halfway through this patch though. If you think about as far as character releases are concerned.
yeah, yeah. So we definitely have time and definitely do what Dart's doing, I mean, if you're into getting the new characters such as Rogue, but definitely start looking into your Scourge teams and start beefing them up and getting them ready. Um, Now, what other? I mean, is there anything else you wanted to highlight within her kit?
Gosh, I was so distracted by her special that I figured I didn't need to do anything else. No, I mean, everything's going to be great. Her passive, of course, is huge, and her passive is where a lot of her Crucible stuff, some of her Crucible stuff comes into play.
Yeah,
But
but look at her
I was
passive.
really
It all
surprised. Honestly, I
heals.
was.
She has heal like nonstop, like on turn heal for 10%, gain
Mhm.
30% max health. I mean, like, oh my god, yeah, she's gonna be bonkers.
I'm surprised she doesn't steal energy like T'Challa does.
Yeah,
Like versus her actual lore and what she does in the comics.
yeah.
But I think it's a good. I think it's adding that would have probably just made it so much more overpowered.
hmm All right. Well, we have her coming over. The other thing about the blog post, they're talking about this next event. Every week we got some type of event going on. So this one coming up next is going to be the chosen one. I'm not that excited about it. I don't know if you read into it, but I mean, in the short summary of it, the best way I can break it down is it's just adding towards that overall A-Force monthly event. So this is where you're gonna get more of those little A-Force symbols, and then and get some more Spider-Woman shards. But the reason why I'm kind of like at a lax of it is that the point system is all going to be about arena and blitz. Yeah, there it is. I wish, and the other thing I talked to you about before the show, one of the rewards that's
Excuse
like
me.
kind of hidden and more exciting are the web milestone rewards.
Mm-hmm.
The one that we just had going on incorporated raid. And I think that's a big deal as far as having the raid points added onto it. I just don't. That's my takeaway off of this. Like, I wish they would add like raid points as well because that's part of our dailies. I don't truly believe Blitz is part of your dailies unless you're forced on on a new character release or something like that, right? Um, so that's my. I mean, in arena, technically that could be part of your daily if you want to stay up to get to the core. reward payout. But I don't know. That's just my thing. I just wish they would add Blitz as like being a permanent staple on any type of milestone point system that they kind of start calculating. Um, Now the other thing that we kind of there's just that character availability that I was briefly talking about, and to me, this is kind of besides Rogue. I mean, this is more my next exciting news. I mean, the game itself and what drove me into playing it is about character collection. Having like I wanted to have all the Pokemons on my deck here as far as Marvel characters, and that's really what drove me. It's really my son who's the one that started me into the game. And he was like, "Hey, Dad, I need to get this character." So then you got to figure out how to get them right. So a lot of it comes into just being able to farm them. And they went through a pretty ugly dry spell off of it. So now they made note of it. There was complaints obviously going on, and they were reading within the complaints, and it was justifiable complaints. And there was another thing that I like is that they addressed it, they owned up to it, and then they gave an actual cadence chart right here. So now we understand what's going to be coming on the horizon. Now, is there all going to be node farmable? We don't know. Probably not, but we'll see. But at least they're making notice as far as letting us know who's going to be coming up on deck.
There's a couple things that are messed up about this, man. They already told us Shang-Chi was farmable at his 5% drop rate in that orb. So what are they doing putting him here? Are they saying that that is now not farmable? Does that mean that technically they did not make Silver Samurai farmable this month?
Yeah.
Like they got stuff that's walking all over what they say, and then they skip Scarlet Spider. Where the hell is Scarlet Spider? We already have somewhere for Ghost Spider. Ghost Spider is coming out of our milestone rewards for our raid season points.
Yeah.
So where's Scarlet Spider? Unless that's a typo, they meant to put Scarlet Spider down there.
Yeah.
Like I said, I try not to be too salty, but in this one, I missed all of the silver lining and went right to my own negativity, and it was just like, well, Shang-Chi's already farmable according to you guys, and where the hell is Scarlet Spider?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And my guess would be like they're literally not going to put him in that like 50-50 split with Silver Sam, and that he'll end up being an arena side, like full-time
Exactly.
purchase.
No, they're just going to put him in the Blitz store instead of the Blitz orb or whatever orb that is. I think it's the Blitz orb. So, and that is what they should have done this month. Like it already should have been done. Like he should have moved there when Silver Samurai came in.
Yeah.
Like this is. I'm glad they put out this cadence, but there's no dates on this. All it says is next week we're getting Lady Deathstrike, and here's a list of characters you can't farm right now. That's all I see there.
Gotcha. Yeah. And then I guess the other thing I was going to talk about it. I mean, as far as them like bringing up some information to us like this, one of the things that I have noticed, especially when there's like Crucible came out. Well, I don't know if it was a message on Crucible, but like whenever there's like a new game mode coming out and there was issues, they've been communicating a little bit better. As far as like, I know it just kind of comes through their Discord page or like on their social media feeds, but I mean, it's a little bit more active as far as communicating. So that's me, but I know.
Well, no, they have, and like I said, I try not to be too bitter. This is just the one thing that it feels like they try to pull one over on us and be like, look at what we're doing, and you're not technically doing anything. But it's important to what you said. You just passed one, said Spider Woman issues, and that's a big deal.
Yeah,
because they're going to fix her to work as the text, as they intended, as the text in her kit says. They're not fixing the kit, the text to match what's happening in game right now. So these videos and things that we've been seeing where she's viable outside of her team in war, where these people are missing like crazy, like in arena and stuff like that, and Darkhold is missing them because of Spider-Woman's passive ability. That is not going to exist after the next update. Yeah. So at least they put that out there now so that people aren't continuing to invest in her and believe that she's going to be doing what she's doing outside of war after this update.
Like the next Shang-Chi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, but they made they didn't fix him. Shang-Chi actually they met in the middle ground with Shang-Chi. This one they're just going, it's going to be what the text says.
Yeah. All right, and kind of I guess close off the whole blog post there. So they'll have the Blitz character is going to be Moon Knight. Speaking of, did you ever catch that series? Have time to watch that series?
Yeah, we're gonna catch it. Did you?
Yeah, I saw it. It was interesting. It's different. my wife is on the side that she didn't like it, but my daughter and I were on the other side of it where we kind of liked it. It was different. It was kind of like a little dark mystery. So it's interesting. Um, but he's coming out, and then let's see, we also got the legendary event for Jubilee. Then we got that next Rumble Blitz, which is going to be the Wakandan team. So maybe it's just some good news as far as being able to update them. But it's not. What's funny about that, like they make it seem like, man, you got to get these characters right to get these rewards. You know, like they were like the specific team for blitzing. But I mean, you just go about your day-to-day blitz. You're able to still maximize those milestones.
I will say this: if you're a newer account or an early game account, it will be easier for you to complete these if you have these teams. Though, if you only have 15 or 20 blitz teams, and you don't have 40 like we do, then but this is the one. This is the only thing I can think of is there's your incentive to build the Wakandans early game. Would be for this week for this so that you could cash in on all those rewards if you had a smaller early game account. But for bigger accounts with more blitz teams, you don't even need to worry about specifically blitzing with the whole Wakandan team to finish the event.
Yeah. Great point. All right, and then we got the skill military boot camp event to kind of close it out. That's about it on the blog post side of things. So definitely overall, how's your take on the game itself? Still excited? More excited?
I'm having fun.
Yeah.
I'm having fun. Shout out to Webb and our alliance for beating DD5 last night. Like, great job. You got me so jealous and so upset now with the way that Teal Gear's been coming out. Good job, Webb.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely good job to you, Webb. I didn't even realize it. I just, yeah, I missed it, but yeah, I'll give them a congratulations shout out on our Discord. And to everybody else out there, you know, that are still grinding away, there's the light at the end of the tunnel for DD5 is getting bigger. So definitely take advantage of the Crucible event. Start looking into that store. And we'll hit y'all up next week to kind of let y'all know our final take overall of everything. So stay tuned for that. Till then, y'all enjoy the rest of your week. All right, see y'all. Bye-bye.